Spirit fam, Oracle Brie Marie back with you today. And I know I said that I was going to make a video about my twin flame story with my husband, and I am. But Spirit has something weighing on my heart and wants me to bring up something very specific today. So today I want to talk to you all about not losing yourself after having a child, whether it's your first, second, fifth, 10th, but finding yourself. I really feel like I'm supposed to tell my story today about finding yourself. Whether you have postpartum or not, something changes. There's a lot of changes, right? And we talk about a lot of them, but there's there's times where we just wonder, am I ever going to feel like me again? Am I ever going to feel like myself? And I am here today to tell you, yes, yes, you will. So let's get more into depth with that. Okay, guys, here we go. And yes, I am sitting directly in the sun, and I'm sorry if that bothers you. We do have a lot of exciting changes coming, though, because I've actually gotten myself a ring light and set up a whole little space in my bedroom, like my own little corner where I'm going to start recording videos. And I got a newbie rookie YouTuber starter camera, and I'm still working on my phone right now because I just wanted to get this one out there real quick while I'm trying to figure everything out. But a lot of exciting changes coming that I was trying to rush, and Spirit literally made me take a time out and told me to just relax and chill out, and that I don't need things to be perfect or exactly the way that I want them or would like for them to be in order to do what I'm supposed to do and to share the messages that I meant to share with you guys. And I do have a little list here because I have a horrible memory, so we're gonna kind of go by that. But today I really wanted to talk about how to find yourself after childbirth and how important it is to know that you will, to have that hope in those moments of feeling lost or not feeling like yourself. So I want to start by saying that if you don't know me, I am a mother of 5. I have an 18 and a 14-year-old, but then I also have 3 toddlers, and the youngest being 2-year-old twins that just turned 2 in January, and then I have a 3.5-year-old. So I just want to start off by saying I am just now finding myself again, and we'll say like about 6 months ago I really started to figure out who I am again on the inside, mentally and emotionally. But it took a bit longer for the changes on the outside, for my reflection in the mirror to really reflect who I feel like I am now. And it's really powerful. It's a huge transformation, and it's not something that you can rush. It's not something that you can rush. So the way I've always seen it is that it takes 9 months to get pregnant. It takes 9 months to get the weight off. Well, it took me almost 2 years to get to the point where I could focus on myself, where I could focus on losing that weight. I quit smoking cigarettes a few months ago. Really been focusing on my self-care more, on let's be real, for the first year I could probably tell you how many times I showered. I could count it, maybe on 2 hands. Like it was really bad. But I want to go back a little bit further to after my daughter Sarah was born, who's 3.5 now, because it's been about 4.5 years since I got dressed and was like, yeah, this represents me. These clothes represent who I am, who I feel that I am, who I know that I am. So after I had my daughter Sarah, I'm not going to get into detail on it, but I actually almost died during childbirth. I lost half of the amount of blood that I have in my body, and my doctor did not show up to deliver her. So my husband ended up not only delivering our daughter in a state of panic, but he watched his wife almost bleed to death. So this caused not only can women get postpartum depression, but there is a male postpartum disorder. But we both had, we're both completely traumatized. PPD, I keep thinking postpartum, but it's not. You know what I mean. Post-traumatic stress disorder. It was really severe. It actually got to the point where my husband was really struggling dealing with all of his emotions, that I had put myself on the back burner. I didn't even know right away that, you know, I had postpartum or anything like that. I just knew that I wanted to be strong enough to help him through what he was going through, because throughout my pregnancy, where I had hyperemesis and I was in and out of the hospital, and I was very sick. I had a crashed immune system throughout that entire pregnancy. So he was there for me through everything that I needed. He took care of me, my two older children, and he worked and fed everybody, and, you know, kept emptying my trash can when I was being sick. And so I really felt like in my heart that I knew that I wanted to be there for him when he was struggling. But by doing that, I was forgetting about myself. And it finally got to a point around 6 or 7 months postpartum where I actually started to harbor some resentment, and it wasn't even his fault, because I was the one who made that decision, right? So then once I started to realize this and I started to work on myself more, I was about 10 months postpartum with Sarah when I really started to get my sense of self back. Things stopped being so fear-based. You know, I was afraid to go to a doctor. I was afraid to be separated from her. Everything brought anxiety. I was nursing for the first time ever consistently up until 10 months. So my whole world and everything revolved around that. It revolved around, you know, spending time with my newborn, and that's how it should be. That's how I wanted it. But as you're doing that, whether you're a mom who has their child and goes right back to work, or a mom who stays home with her child, you know, you're going through a transformation from a maiden to a mother, if this is your first child. If it's, you know, you're going from your second to your third, or in my case, my third to my fifth, it's still going to rock your world. And whoever you were before you got pregnant with that child is a different person than who you are now. No matter what, cut and dry. A little piece of you has died, and a whole new part of your heart, a part of your being and your soul has been born. So it's not just your child that's born, but it's a new part of yourself. And at first it's scary because you don't even know who that is. You don't even know. You just know that you love your baby, and you wrap yourself up. You don't want to waste a single moment in this and that. And then after a while, you start to feel badly about yourself for not getting those showers in, you know, for not keeping the house up as much as you want to, for having to go to work and not being able to spend as much time with your newborn or your infant as you would like. You know, we have all these things that start to make us feel bad and judge ourselves harshly, and we're very critical on ourselves, and it does not matter. This is going to happen to anybody and everybody. You do not have to have postpartum depression for this to happen, because a new piece of you is being born and a little piece of you has died. And it's not a bad piece, but it's somebody different. It's somebody who didn't have kids, or somebody who only had 2 kids, or, you know, it's somebody different. Your whole life is different now. So I'm going to look at my notes real quick, because even if you're not educated on what chakras are, hopefully you're following me, so you're starting to read and find some interest in, you know, some curiosity in that. But if you're not sure what chakras are, this is okay. I still want you to kind of see how many changes are affecting you as a new mother, and how losing yourself is scary, and it's intimidating, because you have so much to worry about. You cannot worry about figuring out who you are now. So I want to be here to be the one to tell you today that it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. I am just now 2 years postpartum from my twins, and I have 3 toddlers, and life is chaos, but I feel confident and comfortable with who I am. My husband and I just went clothes shopping this weekend like we have not been in years, either of us. I mean, I think I got some clothes a year ago because I was just wanting to not wear men's clothes. I had worn oversized men's clothes for an entire year. And I was okay with that, it was whatever was comfortable. But finally I got to the point where I was like, I would like to wear some women's clothing. But even still, I didn't have enough of a sense of self to pick out what I really liked. I just got something that fit me at the time, and that got me through where I was then. But now, even though I'm still not where I would like to be weight wise, that's irrelevant, because it doesn't matter if I'm a size 8 or a size 14 right now. I know that I can go to the store and pick out clothes that I know I can put on that reflect who I am, the image and the message that I want to portray to the world on my sense of self. I've finally gotten that back. It comes back. I promise it comes back. And even my husband lost it because he kept asking me, do you like this one? Pick this one out. Pick out a shirt for me. Pick out a shirt for me. And yes, he trusts my judgment, and but it's not that. It's that he doesn't know what he likes either. So it's okay to lose your sense of self. It doesn't mean that you don't know who you are. What's going on inside doesn't always reflect what's going on outside, but you're gonna get to that balance. You'll get back there. Just don't put a time limit on it. Don't rush it. Don't be discouraged. Soak up these moments that you're in right now, and don't focus on all of the twists and turns and things that you don't know. You just need to focus on, having those moments with your baby or with your toddler, however long it's taking you. Sarah is going to be 4 in May, and it's like I got to spend those years with her just focusing, just soaking in all those moments. And now she's in preschool, and I still get these moments with the twins, but I'm starting to finally get myself back, and I wasn't unhappy, but it brings a whole new sense of joy and perspective and outlook on things. So, okay, here we go. What did I want to talk about? Okay, to start, your root chakra connects with your baby's crown. It connects with your baby's head. Especially during labor and childbirth, if you had a vaginal birth. So what's happening here is there is going to be released or pent up energy in that root chakra, and that's something that we don't even realize, that we don't even take into an account. I mean, we know that our body just went through something absolutely crazy, but we don't realize that we have this held in energy, pent up energy there, or that too much was released. And not only that, but okay, so your root chakra is being fully present in your physical body. That's what it stands for, being completely grounded, standing your ground. So if you felt unsafe during labor at all, like I did, or unsafe in your pregnancy at all, or even unsafe after delivery, this is going to cause an imbalance in your root chakra. And it's really important to take that time, at least to work on the inside. I mean, it took me 10 months with Sarah to realize that I had some things going on. And by then, I was pretty far gone. I had stopped brushing my teeth. I had stopped brushing my hair. I'd stopped really caring for myself. And not in the sense like after with the twins, when, some things just get let go. It was on a whole new level. It was drastic. I actually had to chop my hair off because I hadn't brushed it for so long. And I mean, it was really intense. I went through some really, really, really dark days. Both my husband and I did. And, we're all the stronger now for going through it. But it's hard to pinpoint where these imbalances are. By the time I realized that I had post-traumatic stress disorder, I was pretty far gone, so. And then your sacral and your solar plexus, I can never say that, chakra. That's where your vagina and your uterus are where your sacral is. You are sharing this space with your baby. You are sharing your energy centers with your children. So even if you did have a sense of balance before pregnancy, you're going to be off balance. It is the way it is, whether you have postpartum depression or not. It's going to throw you out of whack, right? And your sacral chakra has to do with owning sexuality, owning your sexuality. And then with our changing bodies, you know, that's another thing that's really hard to, it's really hard to understand. It's hard to explain. It's hard to feel like we are understood. So there's really a lot that's going on the inside. And of course the inside has to be tended and nurtured before the outside. You know, it took me a really long time before I felt confident that I could stick to a plan on trying to lose weight. And I've actually been quite successful. I've gone from 195 pounds this last August to, and I mean, it's March, what's that, like 6 months? I've lost 35 pounds though, and I feel great in my body. I really do. I don't feel as sexy as I would like, but I'm starting to get there. I feel confident enough that I can fake it till I make it, you know, so that's a plus. For me, my solar plexus chakra was my son, baby B. Like, that was his area, almost in my heart. He was like up in my heart chakra. So this is where your ego, you know, takes form and lives. And your ego is going to take a step back a little bit, and you forget your truth because you're spending all this time during your pregnancy and after delivering focusing and listening on your baby. So you lose your own sense of truth for a little while. It's not a bad thing. It is a scary thing. It can be, but it is what it is. You know, it's a part of life. It's a part of the changes, the physiological and psychological, and, you know, our energy centers. Everything is being affected by childbirth. And so I just want to help, you know, reiterate throughout this that it gets better. It gets better no matter who you are, no matter what your situation, no matter how you feel. You might even feel like you've got it all together, like, you know, you're 6 months postpartum and, you know, nothing. You're like, oh, well, I didn't experience anything like that. It will come. It will come. There are going to be some changes to who you are. Okay, and then we have our heart chakra, which is self-care and self-love. And we all have to admit, with pregnancy and postpartum, even if it's your first child and you're able to spend all the self-care on yourself that you possibly could, and you're just relishing in these pregnancy moments, and, you know, it's amazing. The pregnancy you've always wanted, and you get to really, you know, it's your first child, so you don't have other children to tend to. You can really focus on yourself. It's still going to become unbalanced, your heart chakra, because how you used to self-care for yourself and how you're going to self-care for yourself now are going to be different because you're a mother. You went through that transformation from maiden to motherhood, from a girl to a woman, or from a woman with one child to a woman with many. And then, believe it or not, your throat chakra, I just figured this out, I just learned this, also has a connection to your pelvic floor muscles. So our root chakra that we were talking about with our baby's crown right there, these muscles also affect our throat chakra. So like, if you're like me and you were in labor and delivery and you're begging for help or asking why nobody is helping you, and you feel silenced, you don't feel heard, that is going to affect your throat chakra. You're going to have an imbalance. Or if you feel like your physician is not listening to your needs, or if after you have your baby, if the pediatrician is not listening to your concerns about your new baby, and you're a first-time mom and you don't know, like, should I trust my gut and, you know, keep asking, or, you know, oh, the doctor shut me down, so I just have to deal with it. Our throat chakra is something that really needs to be balanced so we can speak our truth and stand up for ourselves. You need to be able to voice your concerns and have that self-expression. And there's also unsolicited advice from physicians, from nurses or friends or family. There's always going to be that unsolicited advice, right? That makes you feel silenced. And then here's the big one. Here's the thing. Well, everything is getting unbalanced and, overactive or underactive, or like there's all of this imbalance going on. Guess what else is going on? Your third eye chakra is opening. It's opening. Isn't that crazy? Your spiritual connection and your spiritual awareness, no matter if it's the first child, the fifth, or the sixth, or the 20th, it's opening more and more and more. You're gaining a closer, even if you're not a real religious or a spiritual person, if God or spirit or none of that is even in your vocabulary, you're still going to find a deeper connection to your sense of purpose, to your sense of belonging and purpose in this world. So that's really special, because everything else is kind of shutting down and working against you, but you have your third eye opening. So take advantage of that. Take advantage of this time and that spiritual connection, and trust and have faith in it, and let that be what guides you through to help balance out everything else. And your crown chakra opens. So your third eye and your crown chakra is opening more. It's really beautiful. Okay, so all this was talking about losing yourself, but I want to just take a minute and talk about finding myself. So if you've been following my spiritual journey, you know that around December was when my crown chakra and my third eye just like came right open. It was always cracked, but it really busted wide open. And things started changing for me at a really fast pace. And then at the change of the new year to 2021, this is definitely going to be my year. I can feel it. I can feel my soul's calling, urging me to be that oracle, that messenger that is needed. So it's a really exciting time for me. But even still, I had a lot of healing to do. I was working on my weight, and I feel confident and comfortable to come out and say I'm psychic. I have psychic abilities. I am in tune with my spirituality. But at the same time, look at that. Oh, you can't see it. There was a beautiful yellow butterfly that just went by. Spirit is giving me good luck right now. But I still wasn't really fully comfortable in the clothes that I was wearing, because they were still clothes that I maybe fit in or maybe didn't after I had my twins. They were the ones that just kind of helped me get through, so I wasn't wearing my husband's clothes anymore. But they weren't me. They weren't me. And then I was like, well, who am I? I don't even know, because the woman that would go shopping 5 years ago and feel comfortable and confident in her clothing or in her hairstyle or in how she does her makeup, that's not exactly me anymore. And you're going to learn about me that I am a Gemini. I switch things up. One day I'll be, completely natural face, and then one day I'll play with my makeup and play with my colors, or I'll have a really natural way to my makeup. I just love to experiment. I love to figure out what I like and what I don't like. And I love that I like that now. I love that I enjoy that now. When I just went shopping with my husband, and I got some long flowy dresses, and immediately when I saw them, I was like, wow, that is so me. Look at that. That is so me. How neat is that? Because I was not a flowy dress person before. There were years where I was like a business suit, business pants, button-up shirt, and then, like the sporty, cute look. And I've been a mother for 18 years. But I'm a different kind of mom now. I'm a different kind of mother. My spirituality has come more into play. I have more children to love. I've learned how to love myself more because I've lost myself more. So with all that being said, I'm finding it more, I'm finding it easier to know when something is something that I like, or if I'm grabbing it off the shelf just because it fits me. So I just want to let you know that you will find yourself again. Spirit is calling me to tell mothers everywhere that it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And even if you don't feel lost, but like you're sitting on your couch right now and you're holding your baby and you're like, man, I am loving doing absolutely nothing but spending time with my baby. I've even been able to let my house go and let little things go, because I'm not going to stress and worry about these other things. I'm going to be in the moment and be present with my baby, and that's all I want to do right now. But then that little voice in the back of your mind is saying, you know, oh, but you don't this and you don't know that, and you know, what do you like anymore, and what are you going to do when you have to go out in public? And it's like, don't let those little voices overwhelm you. Your time will come. It'll come when it's time. You have to trust in the divine timing, and it's beautiful because it's going to happen right when it's supposed to. So don't worry about losing yourself. Don't worry about finding yourself. Just be excited to know that the person that you're going to fall in love with is going to be amazing. It's going to be extraordinary. And I can't wait to see all my moms when they get back into their sense of self, not just sense of mother, sense of wife, back into you, back into who you are. So I really hope that this video helped some of you find some sense of peace. Share it with all your mom friends. Share it, subscribe, like it, comment, leave me a comment to let me know that coming out of my social anxiety and dealing with healing my own issues, and sitting here right now with no makeup in my new flowy dress and feeling really good about it, that I helped you see the silver lining in a difficult or not situation. All right, guys, love, light, and blessings. Speaking of knowing my style, look at these earrings that I got that just came in. I love them so much. They're so beautiful, and these ones actually match the flowy dress that I'm wearing today. I feel like spring. Oh, buddy.